It's time for Fits and Starts.
You've got your pensive pillow there. You can put your elbows on. Think.
Yeah.
It's like the.
Interesting point. Let me think about
Good.
this.
Let me snuggle into my pillow. It's funny. Pillows are. You ever have like a sleepover? Do you ever do like a sleepover with your friends?
Yeah.
Pillows are, you can use them in lots of different ways. There's a kind of defensive stance you take with a pillow when you're talking about your private stuff. You don't want people you're worried people will judge you for. And then there's the kind of more freewheeling kind of lying on top of the pillow, straddling. But there's lots you can do. With the pillow. See, right now you're slightly defensive. Your pillow placement to me is slightly defensive. That's because we just started off the podcast. You don't know what I'm going to ask you, if I'm going to, press you on some hard-hitting questions or not. And but at the same time, you've kind of got that going on, which shows that you're listening, even though you're not. Nice.
Yeah, we all developed this in school, this look. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm technically still present. Yeah, just the eyes.
So entertaining, so interesting.
Just the minimum amount of presence required so that like before the teacher can, it is, you work out, you subconsciously work out what's the least interest I can have on my face without like getting in trouble. And that's just kind of,
yeah.
So like, because no, who could give out to you for looking like that? No one. But no, whereas if it kind of ends up like, ugh, like you start rolling your eyes, now it's too far. Now it's burn. What's the answer to number 27? You're like,
what?
Do you ever have any dreams you're back in school, Julian?
Not that I can think of. No,
you never get that.
No, I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back for one day though, but I wouldn't want to go back like now. I'd want to go back and have all the same teachers that I had. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Like I'd want to go back and just do one more day. I think it'd be a good crack. Well, because life, now you know that life is a piece of shit, and
Yes.
While they say you have freedom, you don't. Whereas I think you've quite a lot of freedom when you're that age. You don't have any work to go. Like you don't just go to school, but like really, like. If you don't do your homework, nothing's going to happen to you. Do you know what I mean?
So you're saying you'd appreciate school if you could go back there now in a way you didn't get to appreciate it before, now that you realise what a piece of shit your life is. That's great. You should do the graduation speech or something at your local fucking secondary school. I know you all thought this was shit, but believe you me, you get out there in the real world and realize what a fucking nightmare it is. You'll be begging to come back to Mrs. O'Shaughnessy's PE class or whatever the fuck it is. It only gets worse. That's right. Commencement speech 2020. Very good.
Yeah. The fucking class of 2020 don't even get that speech.
They don't even get a speech. Just like hop off.
They were like, fucking, when was it? February? We're done here. Bye.
I was going to say fuck off out the door, but it's not even that. It's like fuck off and stay indoors. You don't even get...
Yeah.
They didn't even get kicked. They didn't even get kicked out. They were just sort of kicked across. Just kicked.
Yeah. Bless
man. But you know what? See, 2020 is such a rubbish year. If this is your first year out in the world, like hopefully the only way is up. You know what I mean? Like this is your...
True. Yeah.
Of course, this could be... Imagine if this is the best year of their lives. Oh, dear. It just gets worse from there on out.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
Dude, that's it. 10 years from now, people will be, the good old days, man. 2020, the good old days. Back when all we had to deal with was a plague.
Yeah.
And protests everywhere. Oh, lovely. Luxury. They could be looking back on it the way you're looking back on your school days, you see?
Yeah. I just do it one more day. Just want one more day in 2020.
It'd be brilliant. The joy.
This year was a leap year and all, wasn't it? We had an extra day in this year. Of all the years that we didn't need an extra day.
Give them one extra. Slide another one in there for them. I should know. I'll check with my friend Big Brian. He's born on a leap year, so that means he's 7 now or something. Or maybe
wow.
8, I don't know, whatever his age divided by 4 is. That's good. I mean, Jesus, he's looking wrecked for an 8-year-old. But I suppose
I think Ireland went into lockdown on the 29th of February, actually.
oh, so you're saying if it had been another, we're lucky it was a leap year, because if it wasn't, that day wouldn't have been there. We wouldn't have gone into lockdown at all.
We wouldn't have gone into lockdown anyway. We would have been a disaster.
Sorry.
We'd all be dead. We wouldn't have gone into lockdown.
We'd all be dead, and wouldn't that be awful? Yeah, I
Wouldn't that
suppose.
be?
So you'd like to go back to school, but did you like school when you were in school, Julie? Or are you in rose-tinted glasses now?
No, I didn't mind it at all. Like, but like nothing really phases me too much. So I was always like, it'll be grand. Like, I never studied that hard. I was always like, I'll be fine. It'll be grand.
Yeah.
I never got like stressed about it. So then, like, if I went to school and I didn't have my homework done, I'd be like, like, they're not going to kill me. I'll be fine.
Gotcha.
And I have that attitude a bit too much.
Your freewheeling spirit.
Yeah, I'm very
nonplusedness.
It'll be grand. A little bit too much. But in school, I definitely had it. I just didn't care very much about it, you know. So I didn't mind school. And you just kind of hang around with your friends all day anyway, aren't you?
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's why I suppose, like everything, if you don't really give a fuck, then it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But sure, Gillian, but what about life now? So maybe this is the problem, Gillian. Maybe you care too much now. There's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
That is worrying.
I was going to say, right? Based on your current level of investment. Yeah, this is you over-invested, like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, funny.
Christ. What was it? Oh, fuck. Something else I wanted to ask you there now at the start of the conversation, but I can't remember. What were we talking about when you came on? School?
Pillows.
Potato? What? Pillows. Oh, yeah, sleepovers. Did you ever do sleepovers with your friends? That was the question.
Yeah, not really. I only ever had like one or two. Didn't have a lot. But my little sister has quite a few, but that's probably because you know your parents like get less and less strict as they go along.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
They're like, whatever, yeah, that's grand. But every time I was like, can we sleep over? My own mom would be like, absolutely not.
Right. The danger of the sleep. Yeah, that was it.
Absolute danger of them, yeah.
Now, that's it, because I'm the eldest, right? So, like, when I was in school, I couldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't fucking go out, couldn't have friends, couldn't do fuck all. And then by the time Kevin was coming up, like, he's fucking lighting joints in the living room with a bunch of fucking meth-addicted friends. And my mother's like, they're lovely boys. I'm like, are you the same person? Are you the same human being? How is this possible? You know?
They just don't give a fuck after a while. Like, it's really funny.
So unfair, man. It's so unfair.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you think, in a way, well, no, I suppose it makes sense. You're overly cautious with the first one.
Yeah, you don't want to break the first one, and then when you realize that you can't really break them,
they're harder to break than you thought.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Fucking rubbish.
Although having said that, I was just because I'm drinking a glass of Coke, and just before we came on the podcast, I nearly choked on the Coke. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, what would happen if, like, you know, you're doing a video call with someone and they start choking? You just watch them die. Like,
you just watch them die. Yeah, that's it. You just watch them die.
End the call before they die. Is that what you're meant to do?
The great thing about the Zoom, whatever the fuck, the video conferencing stuff, is like that's got to. I mean, like presumably that has happened at some point in the past, but now everybody is like working from home. The numbers of online deaths are going to go through the roof. Like, cause see, if I know where you are, like basically you start like a fucking science beaker full of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's actually a cocktail glass.
Gillian, that looks like a piece of equipment from a milking parlor.
It fully does, doesn't it? It's a mojito cocktail glass, is what it is.
Very good.
But it's fucking. It looks exactly like a beaker. You're right.
You look like you're doing some scientific experiments to see what concentration of Coca-Cola is required to dissolve my fucking molars. That's the one.
Yeah. I got a mad craving for Coke a few days ago, and now I'm just finishing the bottle.
Fuck yeah, why not?
I
Why
sound
not,
like
man?
a wino there. I'm just gonna finish the bottle, you know? Treat yourself.
It's treat yourself. It's fucking Tuesday evening. Go for it. Get into bed in your Kerry jersey and drink a fucking liter of Coca-Cola.
An Ireland jersey.
And this
an Ireland jersey.
Whatever. This is the Gillian that cares too much, by the way. Everyone, bear that in mind. This is the overly committed Gillian.
That is great.
What was I going to say though? Jesus.
We were talking about online debts going.
Oh yeah, that online. Like the thing is, if you know the address of the person, I suppose what you can do is call up the police and be like, this person is choking to death here. But how many times do you actually video message someone and not know their address? Like, even when it's your fucking friend or your family, like I'd have to be, and I'm gonna be like, Gillian, where do you live? And you'll be like, blah, 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 blah.
And you're like, hey, police, she lives there.
Best, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I think you just have to sit there and be like, oh, she's dead. Oh, that's great.
Just
so. Will I end the call? And then you're like, is it rude to end the call?
That at what point do you end the call? Because you don't want to end it. You don't want to end it as they're dying, because that's like insult to injury. Just like you're like the last thing you see is me being like, I've actually got something to do, so bye. Like,
or you're like really mean and you pretend to freeze and you just end it.
So, you know, do that.
That's so cruel.
That's great. Oh, that's great. And I'm losing you. I'm losing you.
Yeah.
But seriously, goodbye forever.
Yeah. Oh, you're gone. Oh, you're gone again.
Now you're really gone. Yeah.
Hey, bye. Same time next week.
So, like, you're gonna have to. Yeah, because if they're dead, like, because after they're dead, like, you know, how long do you stay looking at them then? I mean, like, just, you know.
And the police, like, come into the room and you're like, hey.
Hi, I'm just looking at a video of a dead person on my computer. No, it's all right. They just died. It's not what it looks like. It sounds like you're in some weird, especially if you get your dick in your hand. That's going to be double
I mean,
upsetting.
I'd say wait until after you hang up that call.
If you're gonna this is the danger of having multiple tabs open at once, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? You're jacking off the tab over here. Your friend accidentally fucking hops off their mortal coil over there. Now all of a sudden you're a necrophiliac, huh? Didn't see that one coming.
You thought 2020 was bad enough?
Yeah, that's it. You'd be begging for 2020, begging to get back to the good old days before you were a necrophiliac murderer, huh? The good old days. Oh, jeez. I'm wearing the same orange shirt I was last time. People are going to think I only have one shirt. I only have one shirt. Yeah. But yeah, that's a time. But then there was a thing with, you know, was a chat roulette back in the day. That was a thing. You know, you just randomly Skype into randos, basically. Have you heard of that? No?
No. What's the point of it?
Well, it's ostensibly it's a way to, you know, meet interesting different people randomly through around the world to spark new connections across this amazing blue globe of ours. But of course, it's mostly just so you can jack off in front of strangers and surprise them. So, but yeah, but there was one that was a guy and he used to kill himself because it wasn't really him. It was like a video of a guy shooting himself on camera. And then you would just like play that to people who randomly found you and freak them out. I saw videos of it. It's horrific.
That is awful.
Just scarring people for their lives. But now you could do that on your Zoom call for real. And yeah, you know, that really fucking, that'd be a fairly powerful way to put your notice in, wouldn't it?
Fucking Monday morning meeting, like.
I tell you. Like, I'm just saying now, listen, let me be very clear. Don't kill yourself. Well, I don't know if there's plenty to live for, but there's at least a couple of things left to live for. Fuck me. I mean,
I think most people would you not want to see how this pandemic plays out. You know.
I mean,
No.
cake is still good. There's always cake. That's what I say. There's always fucking cake.
That's you basically just quoted Shrek there.
Thank you. Great fictional minds think alike. That's right. I've all the insight of a fictional ogre. That's good to know.
It's actually Donkey's line that you quoted.
Even better.
Even better. He's a great character.
Nobody is disrespecting the memory of Donkey. So yeah, but there's always cake, and yeah. But if you are going to kill yourself, this is what I was going to say. If you are going to kill yourself anyway, definitely do it on a Zoom call with all your coworkers who you hate. I mean, if you're going to do, you know what I mean? Like, if it's happening anyway, don't waste it. Don't waste it just quietly off by yourself. You know? Let everyone know. Hey, and another thing. Shabam! That's quality. Scary. I just got off one of these calls, right? Oh, this is the first time I've been like, yeah, killing myself isn't the worst idea, because if I could do it in this... Anyway, but like, if you were the head of the meeting, Gillian, right? You were the CEO or whatever, head of HR, and somebody in your call, you know, because you've all the little windows, all the little heads, if one of them explodes, like, how do you end the call? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you say?
Do you just like remove that person from the call, or
yeah,
do you like...
Yeah, you just mute them, remove them from the call, and go, anyway, back to what we were saying about our policies going forward.
Yeah. That's so, like, what do you do in that situation? This is why I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to have to deal with that. I want to be the employer that's like, oh, shit. You have no responsibility on how to like fix it or like deal with it, you know, just be like, oh, that happened, but I don't have to fix it.
This is I would love to work for Little Jill Industries, where people murder themselves and you're just like, oh hell no, just coming out with like sound bites.
Amazon, they have their one of their whole thing is that I went for an interview with Amazon, and actually one of the questions I got asked, I mean, I'm really surprised I didn't get this job, to be honest, but one of the questions I got asked,
how would you kill yourself,
was, how do you like build relationships in a team? And I was like, oh, you go for points. Like, get hammered together.
That's a solid answer, man. That's a solid answer, if you ask me.
That's what they said, but I think that they were like, no, we'll have less of her. But their whole thing is that everyone that works in Amazon is a leader. You have to be a leader.
No followers.
And I was like,
there's no room for any followers.
Your whole system can't work if you're all leaders. None of you will get along. Some of you have to be followers. Yeah. So I don't think they agreed. I can see why I didn't get the job. Because
I can see
you need people to be like, yeah, I don't want to be the leader, you know.
I can see how Gillian culture and Amazon culture might not quite gel together. Yours is more of a follower making quick noises when people kill themselves role, and they're looking for more of an innovative partner in leadership towards the future of something. Towards the future of our futures.
I just don't know how their whole model works, because you can't have all leaders. That can't work.
See, the great thing about corporate structure, this is the part that you're missing, Gillian, I think, of the puzzle is, you see, the key is, in all these organizations, is you say to all the people, tell us what your goals are. Do you want to be a leader? Or do you have goals? Do you want to be a leader? And all the people say, I have all these goals and I want to be this kind of leader. And then they hire you. And then if you don't put your goals away and not lead and do what the fuck you're told, they fire you. But you thought that they wanted you to tell the truth. No, you have to lie so they can lie so that you can get in. Because as soon as you start then having your own ideas and taking your own initiative, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. No one asked you to do this. Get the fuck out. It's mad. It's like, yeah, break all the rules. Live your life. Go with your,
Innovate.
instinct. Yeah, be you. Be who you want to be until it doesn't fit into our little bubble anymore, and then we get rid of you.
That's a load of shite. But yeah, so you just have to be.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be better at lying now, Gillian. You probably just didn't know you were supposed to lie. That's why.
I'm actually a fucking. I'm a terrible liar.
See, I don't think you're bad at lying. I think you're bad at biting your tongue. That's what I think.
No, I definitely think that I go. I think I'm too quiet sometimes when people piss me off. I think I get too quiet.
Interesting. I think you're too.
Yeah.
So you think you should be speaking out? You think you should be shouting out more, Gillian? You're saying you should let that little monster in your head talk more.
Yeah, because that's what everyone wants to hear. But sure, that's why I started doing stand-up comedy.
So you can let the beast out, Gillian. Is that it?
We'll be like,
Release
it's a
the
joke,
beast.
I'm joking. This is a joke. We're joking with all and it's funny. But also, fuck all of you.
See, that makes sense now as well. See, that's why, Gillian, when you're afraid of, you're afraid that cancel culture is going to end comedy, because what you're really afraid of is that it's going to end the one fucking avenue you have to say the things that you actually think, because otherwise it'll just be you politely keeping quiet and never. Very good. That makes sense now. Psychologically, that makes a lot more sense to me now.
And then I was thinking, earlier I was like, if the cancel culture keeps going the way it's going, I'm going to become, you all right? I'm going to become a controversial comedian.
Yeah, you.
Me.
The Gillian, whose comedy stylings could be best summed up. Have you ever not really thought that much about not nothing? Well, Gillian hasn't? Question mark. There's not a lot. I wouldn't say you have a strong thematic and political center to anything you say.
Definitely don't. And I don't want my comedy to be that, but it's going to turn into that if I keep making jokes about being a woman that the feminists don't enjoy. The feminists. Cancelled.
You can't even say that.
Can't even say that.
Can't call them feminists, Gillian. That's rude. That's rude to call. Sorry, yeah. But that's it. I just love it. I love the idea of you being, you being cancelled for your your controversial opinions.
I was on the stage and said someone called me pretty or someone called me a lady, and they're like, "Excuse me." That's definitely, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be like,
Gillian Fitzgerald, the rebel voice, the Jordan Peterson of Ireland, giving lectures. You'd be giving big, huge lectures to people about how we have to fight for freedom of speech against the oppression of feminazis. But that's what people will expect, but they'll just get there and you'll just be like, so, do you ever think chairs are kind of funny? Sit on them.
You ever tried to sit down wrong on one?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. So, what does that even mean? Doesn't mean anything.
You need to write a load of jokes that don't mean anything and then go to like a super, super, super like woke.
I like this.
And then just say all these things that make no sense.
Yeah.
And just see how angry they get.
That's
because they get angry at things that would make no sense.
I like this.
Just use all the trigger words.
That's almost Dadaist, and it's what you want to do is you want to. It's really sort of avant-garde, Gillian. I like this. Yeah, because the whole point is you talk gibberish that doesn't make sense, but have it end with something that a word or a triggering kind of tone or something. But then also you could make stuff the other way too. You could make jokes that didn't make sense, but then end it with something that sounded very, very like woke. You know what I mean? You could do it both ways and see what the response is.
See what the reaction is.
That could be great.
That could be a good experiment. I mean, I'd probably be killed for doing it, but it'd be a good experiment. Take one for the team.
That we could both do it on the same night. You be the controversial one, and I'll be the woke one. That'll be great. But we both just say nothing but gibberish. But we just end it with different words. But except it'd be better if I was controversial. I look more controversial than you do. You know?
Yeah, that's true. They probably let me away with more things as well.
Yeah, that's true. We went off the hook.
We're gonna have to edit all that out of the podcast, or we'll both be cancelled.
Yes, that's it. This is just you. Hey, is that a pillow? And then, well, thanks for joining us. And then that's all the middle.
Week. If you have an idea for a joke, I'll say to you at the end after the podcast. But I'll.
Good, very good. Gillian,
I can give you a question. But I know, but I didn't write it. It's just in my head. But
same thing. What is the mind but the notebook of the face? You know? Huh? I feel like
how was your birthday?
Pearls of wisdom were just wasted. Just wasted. It was good. I ate all those jellies you sent me. Very much appreciated. I got sent a bunch of chocolate as well. People know me very well. No books. They were like, no, that's not the kind of thing this dummy wants. I had my family quiz on Friday like we normally do. So they were, it was Alan birthday themed, which was quite cute. Lots of the quiz questions were themed around people called Alan, not actually me, but just like other Alans. Which was amusing.
And like the answers to all the questions were like Alan and then the surname. But then, you'd have that one fucker who's like, I don't remember their surname, but do I get a point for Alan?
Right, exactly. Yes.
Just get a half a point for every question.
Very close to how some people were playing the game. It's my aunt's 60th birthday, I think, this week. So
the family quiz is still going?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long we're going to keep it going for, but at the moment it's really good because it's I don't know, it's just fun. It's just a good way. It's just a good excuse to check in with everybody to make sure they're not dead.
I only jumped in on mine twice, and it was good crack now both times that I did do it. But I'm shocking. I don't know. This is gonna surprise you now, but I'm shocking at quizzes. I don't know anything.
What?
Right. Although one of the quizzes I did, my dad wrote the quiz, so I just happen to know a lot of those answers, but that's just because I know my dad.
The inside track, like. Very good. See, it depends. It's a quiz. It's like they get the questions that I like. What my uncle round is always like. My uncle's round is obscure 70s film trivia, right? Which most people do very, very badly at. I do okay at because I kind of, some of that stuff I'd be interested into it, but he's into some fucking obscure shit. And then he has a music round where he plays something on a piano and we have to guess what the song is. But the thing that the little added twist on it that makes it complicated or a little bit more challenging than you might imagine is the fact that my uncle can't play the fucking piano. So that's... So it's mostly just ding.
That's amazing.
Dong. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Dong. So it really is a challenge. It wouldn't be any challenge if you could do it. And then I have my nephew. No, not my nephew. My cousin. Evan. He's like a physicist, fucking genius dude. So loads of his questions are about physics or Romania, because he plays with his girlfriend who's Romanian. So every week you don't know if you're going to get like some complicated physics questions or like what obscure Romanian holiday is this? Man, they've got they have so many cool holidays. They've got a gas one. I think this one's at Christmas where they all dress up as bears and go around the village dressed as bears. It's fucking savage, man. So good.
What else would you be doing in the middle of Christmas?
But like that's only one. I think my new thing is like I think Romania looks cool. I think Romanian women seem like they're mental. I think I gotta try and get me a Romanian girlfriend now. That's my new thing. I'm sure I can work it out. I'm sure Deanna hook me up or not. Just be like, God, watch him. No, oh no, sorry, I don't have any cousins, sisters, brothers, relatives, or friends. Just me, all by my lonesome. I can't help. I don't know even. And my aunt normally does one that's about like she's got this round. It's either language stuff because she speaks like a million languages, so it's like phrases but translated into English, and you have to guess what language they're from. So like my favorite one was, what was it? Oh yeah, shove a boat up your ass with the oar sticking out, which is how you could say go fuck yourself in like Sicilian Italian, I think, which is great, isn't it?
That sounds amazing.
The
That sounds
oar.
so much better than go fuck yourself.
So
It's
good.
so specific. It's like, I want you to find a fucking boat, get the oar and shove it so far up your own arse.
Which is great. And of course, it's like when they say in Italian, it's just you can just rattle it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's another one like apparently like some of them are just so gas. Like one of them, like I was like, what the fuck is the origin of this? If you say someone's beating around the bush, though I don't know what the origin of that is actually, I suppose either. But beating around the bush in Maltese is pacing around the almond.
Nice.
Like what? Who's going around bushes and who's going around almonds? And why is that somehow like the default?
But why is he
way?
pacing? Just like.
Yeah, it's just. But there was another one. It's walking like cats walking around porridge. That was it as well. Cat walking around the porridge is this other way, some other language, Finnish or some shit. Wasting. Like I'd love the origins of all these mad sayings. So she does that one, or she'll do one where it's like a super close up of a picture and you have to guess what the.
My brother, just talking about phrases, my brother a few years ago was giving out about someone, and I can't remember it properly now, but he said something like, he said something like, will I buy him a lamb? And I was like, what? Why do you want to buy him a lamb? And he was like, so he can shove it up his arse and find his head or something like that, because he was like, his head is shoved so far up his own hole. It was very funny, but I can't remember it properly.
But I love that your brother's kind of innovated it and put his own spin on it, you know.
But yeah.
And also that he sort of, as opposed to just saying hope he shoves it up his ass, he made you ask some questions, he led you on a little journey.
Yeah.
To the that's good insults now. Fucking there's nothing like a good insult. You know what I mean?
No.
When someone improvises an insult, it's the best, because anyone can tell somebody to fuck off. That's what I think. With bad language, like we probably curse too much, but you curse too much, and I think I curse a lot, and you were like, Alan, you don't curse at all, which means
you don't curse at all.
A lot.
Yeah, but in that one clip that you put up, the bombing one that we were like the little clip from last week or whatever. In the first 2 seconds of that, I swear like 3 times. Yeah,
I believe you.
It's the first thing. I'm like, oh look, you wouldn't fucking ask a fucking pilot. Would he fucking? He needs to fucking fail.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's it. When I start bleeping them out, so Gillian, there'll be nothing left of you.
I think you should just do it in one episode, and it'd be really funny. And then at the end,
censored
have a word count. And be like, she swore this many times.
That's not bad. No, that's not bad. I might do that. That might.
Or get a swear jar or something.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Oh. This is finally we found a way to make money from the podcast. You have to pay 10 cents every time.
That's so funny.
Great. That's great. But yeah, I like it. I like creative cursing. When someone, because anyone can do fuck off. Like anyone can say that, but it's just when somebody has the ability to kind of put a new twist on it, that's what I'm like, that's quality cursing, Go.
Yeah. One of my favorite insults is I hope you die, Roarin. I love that one.
That's good. That's fun.
Great one.
Details, it's very evocative.
Yeah.
Very
or
evocative.
if someone takes your, I don't know, your fucking chocolate bar, and then you're like, oh, you ate my chocolate bar, and they're like, yeah, and then you're like, well, I hope it runs down through you, and your arse comes out in blisters.
That's great.
Love that one.
That's great. I didn't know you really. This chocolate bar thing happens a lot. Does it? You really had that one on the tip of your tongue.
I don't want to talk about it.
This every day. This is a fight for survival in the Fitzgerald house, nicking food off each other.
Yeah. Your arse comes out in blisters. It's very funny.
That is horrendous. That's great though.
Yes. Graphic. That's graphic.
Anything where it just, because it's I like it when you can take what's just happened, you know, and work that into the.
My dad's the only one I've heard say this, but I'm pretty sure it's like a Kerry saying. But it's like it's a way to tell someone to fuck off. So it's like, it's like fuck you, and if you've relatives in America, fuck them too.
Wow, that's
it's just so why
that's-
fuck them, why what's wrong with the
that's great. It's a transatlantic fuck, and if for a second you think they're getting off the hook, oh no.
Yeah.
Just because they immigrated, I'm gonna export some fucker that way as well. They're getting theirs as well. Probably take a few weeks to reach them.
Yeah.
They all
But
that's brilliant.
I think that's very funny. It's because it's just so unnecessary, like.
See, that's why it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the unnecessary. It's the unnecessary thing. That's a pet peeve of mine as well. When people say something was unnecessary, and I'm like, nah, I think it was necessary. I think
You don't like.
I don't like
There's
when.
definitely things that happen that are unnecessary.
Yeah, see, but 100% there are. But like when they're unnecessary, then you call them unnecessary. But some people, like Gillian, basically every conversation I have with you is full of insults, right? Someone else would say that those insults are unnecessary, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? People are too sensitive, and then they say, "Oh, that's totally unnecessary." I'm like, listen to me. When I say something to you that's unnecessary, you're gonna fucking know about it. There's gonna be no maybes about its necessity. That's just it's a pet peeve of mine. And they're like, that's unnecessary. I'm like, but it's good.
I say it all the time at work because people are too sensitive and too like full of themselves. And they think that their time is more precious than anyone else's. But you'd think that lockdown would teach people that, you know, their life doesn't matter. But anyway, it didn't. So they come into they'll come in and they'll be like, oh, like last week we got, this is completely unnecessary, I'm going to tell you anyway. Like last week we had like a person come in. I think I gave out about this already to you. We had a person come in and they ordered like 10 coffees. Okay. So they're going to take like 2 or 3 minutes to make. So then the next person that came in, I was like, oh, it might just take like a minute or two longer because we're just making this huge order for the person in front of you. And then he was like, oh, you know, you can just make my coffee first. And I was like, why are you more important than the person who ordered the 10 coffees and spent more money on this cafe?
Yeah.
You know?
Why do you suddenly get to jump the queue?
And then when you're like, sorry, and then people get arsy and they like storm out and they don't want the coffee anymore. Then like I say this almost every single day and I'm like, that's unnecessary.
That's unnecessary. But I think that is unnecessary, Julie. But I think that is unnecessary. But that's a good use of the term.
Screaming at me because you have to wait an extra minute for your coffee, you dying prick.
Yeah, that justifiedly unnecessary. That's, you know, any traumatic events, what do you assume? You think this is, you know, of course it's traumatic, but it'll make people realize what's important in life. It'll make people more humble, more kind, more understanding. Does it fuck? No, it doesn't.
They went right back. We went right back to where we were on the level of how much, you know, self-importance.
And then some, man, and then some. People are just
like, even people freaking out about wearing masks and stuff. Like, what the fuck is wrong with? Oh my god! Oh, it's downstairs. I bought a polka dot mask today.
Oh, nice, man! You're expanding your range. So you got polka dots and neon colors or multicolors now. You fucking that's nice. Yeah.
I bought 2 more today, so I don't know where they're gone. But because they're mandatory everywhere now.
Right.
I had more than one. But it's like bright pink and has little polka dots on it. I love it.
We know you like polka dots, so yeah.
I should have come on the podcast wearing it.
That's it. You'll have to show those on the next one now, Gillian. I'm very excited to see that. Very excited to see your polka dot. Where'd you get them? Did you get them in pennies or somewhere?
The 2 I bought this evening I got in in Dunn's, but that one I picked up in a farm, just a random pharmacy this morning.
I was really hoping you would say a random farm. I thought maybe this was some new.
They're farming them off now.
Side business.
Yeah, made from sheep's wool.
Just a big, I mean, like, that's the thing. People are like, oh, it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's like, well, if it's made of a big fucking sheepskin one, probably would be. Fucking sweating balls here. Dying when the
They're very hot because I have to wear them the whole time at work now.
Sure.
But you get really used to, like, I kind of forget that I'm wearing it. Like, you do get quite used to it. But it's been like super sunny the last 2 days, so I've been fucking roasted. But I don't know if people are complaining.
Do your glasses get steamed up, Gillian? Do your glasses get steamed up?
No. If you tighten them, your glasses,
right.
if you just have it on properly, your glasses won't get steamed up. But it's quite funny because my manager can't figure out how tight to put it, so his glasses keep getting fogged up, which is quite funny. So he can't wear his glasses, but I'm totally fine. Like, they do fog up every now and again. Like, if I get really, really warm,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
I with my own ones, when I was putting it on and I had glasses, I had to, just like you said, sort of work out how to get it. So I wasn't. So it'd be a pity to be protecting the world from COVID-19 and then you sort of walk into a bus because everything gets foggy, like, sort of slightly ironic. Yeah, but some people are very upset about it because they're,
really
they're
upset about it.
I'm like,
I absolutely love it because I don't have to. Oh, I sent you all the reasons why I love them. I don't have to wear makeup anymore. That's why I'm not wearing makeup today because I was at work and I don't wear makeup at work now. So I wasn't gonna put it on for this fucking podcast. Oh, you don't have to smile at people anymore, which I absolutely love. And you can, because people can't really hear you that well. So if you like talk under your breath, they absolutely can't hear you. So you can just tell customers to go fuck themselves while you're looking at them directly in the eye.
See, this is it. This is.
If you've relatives in America, fuck them too.
Yeah, you can say all of that under your breath.
Yeah.
Fuck them too. What's that? That'd be 427.
Cookies. It was a cookie you said. But yeah, it's also quite funny because people don't realize that you're trying to, because you're just walking like past like tables and stuff when you're at work and you're just kind of checking everyone's okay. People don't really realize that you're like, you okay? Because they can't see you.
Yeah, right. They have to like, you have to do more like gestury like, checking in as opposed to the kind of facial check. People aren't really getting that much. That's interesting. Yeah. I find when I'm a kind of an over-expressive clown type anyway, but I find when I've got my mask on, I do a bit more of that. I kind of do a bit more because I'm trying to like get stuff across with my eyeballs, so I'm kind of doing a bit more. Because you try to also as well. I'm trying to show that I'm like trying to be friendly or something, because it is you have less ways. Smile. You can't smile as much, so you're sort of trying to indicate. But see, that's why I think fun colored faced masks are also kind of fun too, because you're letting people know, hey, I'm fun. I'm not gonna, just because I don't have a mouth anymore doesn't mean I'm not fun.
Doesn't mean I don't have feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, so you got to work on your face mask etiquette. You got to work on your eyeball expression.
Got to work on your expression. Yeah, that'll become a new like a new Zoom class, like online yoga and stuff. You'd be like, online, express yourself with masks on.
Now, am I happy or am I sad right now?
I would say sad.
See, sad, but you did it with the eyes. So they really go with the eyes. How about I'll try and do angry is easy. Let's try. Okay, you do one and I'll do one. Give me an expression or give me a sentiment in your eyeballs. I have to guess what it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna guess you first. Okay.
Okay. And I gotta use my eyes. This is hard. This is like an acting class.
An eyeball acting class.
I don't know how to be a carrot.
You're now a carrot with a face mask on. Be a carrot with only your eyes.
With only your eyes. The
terrifying
poor
carrot.
actors. Well, they all have to like when they come back. They'll all have to wear masks so they can only act with their eyes.
That's true, man. I'm telling you, we can make a fortune out of this. You do online masks or the beauty tutorials or lack thereof, whatever, because you only have to do this amount of makeup. Like your eye makeup would be amazing then, just because that's the only area to focus on. Maybe the tips of your ears as well or something.
Okay.
All right, so go on. So.
Okay.
Okay, so you're unimpressed.
Yes.
So just default Jillian face. Okay, right now. Here's. All right, let me try one.
Confused?
It's sort of.
Skeptical?
Nah, it was I had a stomach ache. See, I was trying to convey sort of pain, you know.
I love it.
See, so that's it. I could be in your restaurant now, fucking dying of food poisoning, and you think I'm grand. Like the guy in the back, yeah, they're fine. He's a bit confused, but he's okay. Shit my pants and fall off the chair.
You shit your pants in my restaurant. I'm not helping you.
Yeah, that's it. All I'm gonna get is one of these. In
Yeah,
different Jillian faces. All right, go on. Give me another one.
Okay. You know when you're asked to do stuff like this, you suddenly forget every emotion.
All
ever.
human emotions. Yeah.
All human emotions. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even think of an emotion. I just thought of like stomachache isn't exactly an emotion. Like, you fuck's sake. All right, go on. So.
Okay.
Surprised, happily surprised.
My eyebrows give it away.
But that's good though. That's good. You're saying it like it's a bad thing. It's good. So were you surprised? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about okay.
This is the very same face. Pissed
No,
off.
it's not.
Pissed off?
No. All right.
Disappointed.
Disappointed. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very good.
This is.
Jillian, you're very good at this. Do you want to do another one now, or are you done?
No, I'm too warm now. I got new masks today.
Ooh.
And I just like they're both flower. So
Floral.
this one's like super bright. Flower.
That's nice now, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, I prefer this one. I think this one's much nicer. It's like little daisies.
Well, that one will go with more stuff. I prefer the other one, but that black and white one will go with more shit. That's
like this one's more like summery though, isn't it? This one's quite nice.
That's a nice summery face mask.
Yeah.
Very nice. I dig it. And did they come with filters and all that? Are they the ones that come with them?
No fucking filters.
Some of them do and some of them don't. I don't get that.
And like this one doesn't have. You can't put filters into it. Like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
so
some of them.
So why do you like? It makes me feel like why do you need the filters?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's just what they're suggesting is that there's, from what I've read.
You just want to, like, I just don't think it's fair that the options are like camouflage or completely plain.
What would be a good men's? What's a good men's? This is the classic thing.
Like
Women have so many design options.
What?
Like obviously, a man such as myself is going to go for all the most crazy floral, exuberant nonsense things because I like that. But a more stereotypically man's one. I mean, I guess football logos. You know what I mean? Fucking Man United or some shit on there, or fucking your GA. Somebody right now is or should be making fucking like GA logo, county logo, fucking.
I guess you could have like a pint in the corner or something.
Very good. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I guess maybe just like, but like, cause these are literally just have flowers on them. So like, cause the men like just not have like stripes or something, just not completely plain. Do you know what I mean? Stripes,
little soccer balls, maybe just a bunch of hard little dicks, you know, just little like dots.
So funny.
See? I get 200,000 of them made up joke ones, thinking people will love them, and just don't move any of them. They're just in my shed with all the dolls, all the little Jill dolls, all the masks with dicks on them, just fucking
I
Waste of
think a lot
money.
of people would buy those. That's so funny.